Welcome to Ministry Uncut. Take like 17, 18, something like that. So I decided to sit down and just simply try to have a conversation with you on the other side. So this video is meant to be just raw, uncut, unfiltered. You get to see a little bit of who I am, a little bit of what God's doing in my life, and how He's doing it, when He's doing it, things like that. So this video is not something I really want to do, and that's the reason why I'm going to start this way today, is because the conversation that I was having with God is really about what does obedience look like. And a while back ago, I was having a conversation with God about this topic, and He said to me, obedience isn't really obedience until I ask you to do something that you don't want to do. Now, I think there is another kind of obedience, and it's when you're completely in the will of God and you want to do it all. You want to, David talks about, I love the law, I love your statutes. And there are times when, man, I just love it when I love His law, I love His statutes, and I just want to be in them, and I want to just stay in them. But the reality is, I think all of us have moments in our lives when we got to be obedient, not because we want to, but because He says to. That's the conversation that we were having, and that's how this video has come to be. Because I'm not good at this. I don't even really want to do it. I don't want to put myself out there in an unrelational way. It's not who I am. Like, I am really good at sitting across the table from somebody and sharing their heart and sharing my heart and being vulnerable and sharing my wisdom with them, and seeking their wisdom for me. Man, that's where I thrive. I love it. But that's not what this is. This is me sharing my wisdom and sharing God's heart in a not very relational way. It's with a camera in my hand, a phone in my hand, and not a cup of coffee, which some days I might have a cup of coffee in my hand, ironically. But the reality is that I don't like non-relational things. I feel like that's one of the main struggles that we have in our world today, is that we've forgotten how to be relational. But when God said to me, and He's been saying to me for a long time, you need to do this. You need to share with people. You need to communicate with people. And, one of my other struggles is when I do that, I feel like I'm trying to make it about me. And God's like, your story is my story, dude. Like, if you're not sharing your story, then you're not willing to share mine. And on top of that, there was another conversation that I was having with him where we were talking about wisdom. And he says, there's nothing more selfish than for a man to withhold his wisdom, because there's nothing more valuable that he has that costs him nothing to give. And I struggle with it. I love sharing my wisdom. I love sharing that to you when you're sharing a meal with me, or we're sharing a cup of coffee, or sharing tears, or we're sharing struggles. I don't like doing it when I don't know how it's going. I don't know if anything I'm saying is connecting with you or not. And that was the other side of obedience, where God says, well, do you trust me? Do you trust me to do something with it? And do you trust me enough to just simply be obedient and not know? I struggle with that. I struggle with not knowing. I feel like I need to know. And the reality is, I don't. I don't need to. I have a deep desire to know what God is doing with whatever He's given me to share and whatever I say to you. But the truth and the reality is that I'll probably share something in the future in this topic, but I get glimpses every now and then, and I've had to learn how to be okay with that. So as these videos continue to come, I just pray that whatever wisdom God asked me to share, that maybe they hit you well. If they don't, at least you get to see me. You get to see my heart, and you get to see what's going on in my life and in the ministry, in B Ministries, and that in and of itself hopefully is valuable. So, Ministry Uncut, first edition. Let's see where this goes. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Not really, but kind of. Bye.